Hi everyone, welcome to Zari Thinks He Knows What Games Are. Hello, it's me again. How do you like my new setup? It's better, right? Compared to the mirror. Well, you read the title, you know what we're doing. The Nintendo Switch store has a bunch of games on it. Lovely first party games that Nintendo's obviously trying to push. Games like Animal Crossing or Legend of Zelda, Link's Awakening, and whatever they need to push for the month, they will push. But there's a lot of bloatware as well on the Nintendo Store platform that makes it so that you can't find the good games among the trash. I'm not saying that all the games that are on the Nintendo Switch store are trash. There's a clear difference between Mike's World and a really good indie game. The curation really isn't there, so that is why I exist. That is why this video exists. I'm going to talk about the games that I feel that Nintendo should be putting at the forefront of most of these pages. Games that really don't belong on the platforms. Things like Cat's Quest shouldn't be there, and these should be in the promoted spots that Cat's Quest is. Okay, let's get into it. The first game is OxenFree. The game is made by Night School Studios, a little indie company that has two games out at the moment. One being OxenFree, the game I'm talking to you about now. The other one being After Party. I haven't played After Party yet, but I want to as soon as I can. I'm probably going to download it tonight. The PC gamers here might actually know what this is if they've been downloading from the Epic Store, because this was one of the free games a couple of months ago. So OxenFree is a 2D story game where you go around playing as this lady. All you're doing is you're on an island with a couple of friends. You're supposed to go away for the weekend, but this island's a bit iffy. There's a little bit of drama right at the beginning. Some tea gets spilled around the campfire, and eventually everything just gets really weird. I loved this game simply because the characters felt so real. It's voice acted really, really well. It doesn't come across cringy at any point, and it's self-aware to the point that it knows that it's not exactly a big game, but it's doing the best it can. The game has a very graphic novel style, focusing around the characters and the events and how they deal with the situation. So the next game we're going for is Yonder. Yonder is a game made by Prideful Sloth. Prideful Sloth, at the time they made Yonder, was actually just 3 people. Over the span of a couple of years, made this gorgeous game. The first time I saw the game, Rob did a in-depth review of the game back for E3 2000 and something, where he sat down and apparently spoke to the developers and everything. And from the moment Rob from PlayStation Access spoke about this, I fell in love. The game is absolutely gorgeous. From the moment you step into the world, to the exploration, right through to the little mini games that you can play. There's fishing and things like that. The game is just great. There's so much lore and innovative storytelling that's just not apparent. And there's cats and barrels that you can actually collect. You can get a bunch of cats and keep them with you and keep them safe. And I love that. The game starts out with you on a ship heading towards some location that's just glossed over a little bit. There's character customization. It's not really that in depth, but it's nice that you can change the way you look a little bit. Eventually you get shipwrecked on this island, and from that moment the game is open and free to you. You can go follow the main quest storyline like I did and go to the first town, which is pretty much in the sights of where you first leave the cave, and then from there you go as you want. The game is more about exploration, as the story is a little bit all over the place right at the beginning, because they're trying to explain a lot of the lore to you and what the mer means and how farming and things like that work in the game. I didn't do that. I picked a direction, I just ended up running. I found a tree that I saw and I walked up and I climbed up to where the tree was, and then by the time I got to the tree, I looked down and I saw a cave, and I was like, okay, you know what, I'm going to explore this cave. And then I went and I ran into the cave, and the cave had a blockage because the way you can progress through certain areas is by defeating the Mer, which is just like a little, not invisible, but it's a wall that blocks you off to stop you from progressing to the next area. And I just went through that and I found a lovely little Chinese themed location, or Japanese, I suppose. It could be any Far Eastern country, and it feels like that with old school traditions and a quest line that actually falls part of things like deciding which of the family members are deserving of the family legacy, etc., etc. It's honestly it's a lovely game, and the art style is just feels like it's a little bit claymation-y. The closest thing that I can honestly describe it is children's toys. It just looks like a bunch of kids' toys, and it's absolutely lovely. I am also looking forward to what Prideful Sloth brings out next. The next game is Yomawari. It's made by the same people who made Danganronpa and the Desiga games. It's a survival horror game that follows a little girl on a quest to find her sister in a small Japanese town where an event is happening where all the spirits come into the town, and the game has you looking for your sister throughout a small town while spirits are after you. Some are friendly, some aren't so friendly, and the game has a really nice horror aesthetic. There's some gameplay elements that I haven't seen in anything else, like a heart rate when these things come close. The higher your heart rate, the faster your stamina depletes, and the less quick you can get away. The game also has a hide and cover mechanic, which I absolutely love. It's so flawed that it's great. So you go into cover, and there's actually still a possibility of the monsters getting to you if they see you get into the cover, and it's all based around how you feel when you should get out of cover. So when you go into cover, the screen goes black, and it's up to you to determine whether or not you want to leave cover or not. Sometimes your heart rate will stay high even though there's no monsters near you. Sometimes your heart rate will drop, and the monster will be right behind you and it'll be game over. The game follows a insta-death if you do run into these creatures, so it's no combat. It's you running away like a little girl should. The game did rather well on Steam and PS Vita, and even it has a sequel called Midnight Shadows. I haven't played it, but it looks promising. It looks to be the same style, just with 2 people instead of 1, and another different story. And that's my recommendations. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate each and every one of you that watched. My Big Ed video is at 67 views, I think, at the time I'm recording this. My video with Haley where we got Pokemon cards is at 110 views, which it's absolutely crazy to think that 110 of you saw us messing around in Chinatown and getting fake Pokemon cards. Thank you so much, everyone that watches and that supports me with the content. I have 35 subscribers, and a couple of years ago I didn't know that 35 people would care about me talking, and now I'm right here. I love it. Thank you so much. I'll be posting links to the games that I spoke about in the description below. Please check them out. If you do like them, drop me a message on Twitter or Instagram. I might not be as vocal on those platforms, but I do love hearing from you guys, even if it's just the 1 or 2 messages that I get after releasing a video. So thank you so much. I hope you have a lovely day, and I'll see you in the next video.